Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a ship buyer's guide. The Aopoa Santokyai is the newest concept ship from the Xi'An to human converted manufacturer. It is the human civilian version of a military ship used by the Xi'An, harnessing the power of next-gen Xi'An flight systems, upgraded dual-vector thrusters, and a daunting weapons package. Aopoa have crafted a fighter that retains the nimble dexterity and tight handling the brand is known for, all with the added ability to pack a serious wallop when the situation calls for it. Let's take a look at its concept sale. So the ship is a single crewman. It is 24 meters long, 23 meters wide, and 10 meters high, which makes it a bit larger than a Hornet, which is 22.5 by 21.5 meters, but significantly taller than the Hornet, which is only 6.5. And this is mainly because of its large sort of like winged articulated thruster engines and sort of like bits like that that are pointing up. The ship is on concept sale from $195 war bond and $220 as a credit or as an upgrade. The ship boasts 4 size 3 hardpoints for guns, coming with some Xi'An laser repeaters. This could be seen as comparable to the Saber's guns, potentially a little bit weaker, but the actual weapons it comes with the stock are the Yang 2 size 3 laser repeaters. They are high rate of fire than other lasers of comparable size, but this comes at the cost of higher heat generation. So technically you could get some much higher burst DPS out of this, but you might not get the same sustainability that you would with a Saber running Panthers, for example. It has 4 size 3 missile hardpoints as well, coming with a total of 8 size 2 missiles by default. And it's worth mentioning that those laser repeaters, those Xi'An laser repeaters, will be available to other ships as well. Size 3 hardpoints. So it's much heavier than the Xi'An Scout, but it's still going to be an agile and fast ship, as it's a Xi'An design when compared to other medium fighters. It should be a bit slower than a light fighter like the Gladius in SCM speed though, but faster than a Hornet or an Avenger. It's equipped with small systems for everything except its shields, where it has a single medium generator. It has a pair of coolers, a pair of power plants, quad fuel intakes, and 4 Xi'An main thrusters, those big articulated thrusters that allow it to do interesting maneuvers. The ship does not have any form of cargo, storage, or living space though. It is designed for fighting. It is very much in the same sort of lines and class as that Saber and as that Hornet. Due to its height as well, when in landing position, the ship might have issues in certain hangars not fitting properly, which makes sense really as it's an adapted alien designed ship. It will fit in larger hangars or open hangars, like ones that have pads, so like the pads on the Kraken, for example. The Ka-2 is a light fighter, scout or skirmisher. The Santokyai is a medium fighter and direct combatant. The comparison between the Ka-2 and the Santokyai is similar to the comparison between the Gladius and Hornet. One emphasizes power and the other speed and agility. Particularly due to its lower mass and lighter weapon complement, the Ka-2 is faster and accelerates more quickly, and is even more responsive than the Santokyai. However, the Santokyai carries considerably more weaponry. That said, the Ka-2 and Santokyai are both Xi'An designs through and through, set apart from other fighters by the exceptional maneuverability afforded to them by their distinctive maneuvering rigs. In the hands of a capable pilot, well versed in the ship's capabilities, the Santokyai is a difficult target to fight. So as I said, the ship's in the same medium ship fighter class as the sort of Super Hornet and Saber. It's designed to be competitive with them. It's going to be less damage resistant than either of those two ships though, and its weapon loadout is potentially lighter, but not by much. That said, on paper, it's still got 4 size 3 hardpoints, just like the Saber does, so it's going to be superior to a lot of fighters in terms of lateral acceleration and strafe-focused flight, and that high rate of fire, high DPS set of weapons on it allows it to capitalize on those brief windows of target vulnerability as you're strafing around it, so you can get a good section of damage off and then move away, get into like cover, that sort of stuff. It's a very clever ship. We'll have to wait until we get the new flight model to see how Xi'An ships are actually going to react and compare to the human designed sort of like you have to think about maneuvering ships, because the human ships are going to be very much like World War II, maybe modern sort of like aircraft where they have to really consider how they're going to maneuver. You want to get on the other's tail in a dogfight, stuff like that. There's going to be turning circles effectively, whereas the Xi'An ships, they are strafing up and down and left and right and have an unprecedented amount of degrees of freedom to move around more easily. So in terms of that maneuverability, the Santokyai is one of the best handling ships of its size and weight class. It relies on its highly articulated main thrusters that are very powerful and can allow it to move in odd ways and interesting ways. You compare that to the human thruster setup, which relies on one or more main fixed thrusters with your pitch and roll delivered through additional small maneuvering thrusters. The Xi'An approach provides much more superior strafe movement capabilities and lateral acceleration, as I said earlier. It's that ability to deliver main engine performance on multiple axes that afford it some other benefits. For example, many ships have finite VTOL endurance or exert heavy wear on their maneuvering thrusters while engaged in VTOL. Xi'An fighters, like the Santokyai, barely notice such activity, it being nearly as natural to them as forward flight. So for me, the Santokyai is actually a very interesting ship. It feels like it's going to have quite a high skill ceiling and be very, very powerful in the right hands. And it also sounds like it's going to be very effective in atmospheric fighting as well. And for me, this is genuinely one for me to really think about switching out my Sabre, for example, to a Santokyai. What'll probably happen is that I'll grab a Santokyai separately just because I like the idea of them. I like the idea of getting good in a slightly less conventional style of ship. And it comes with a very similar sort of setup weapon-wise that a Sabre would. Maybe it's not going to be as stealthy, but it's going to have that very interesting maneuvering, and that might afford it a lot more in the way of actual effective combat technique and being used in very different situations than I would use my Sabre in. It is a big shame that we don't have the new flight model in yet, and we're not getting it in 3.4 even, we're getting it in 3.5, because I would love to have seen how that Katu Al performs. That's sort of like very important to me. How do these ships differ from the human ships? If it feels amazing to fly, if you get that really cool responsive flight, if you can glide around and run around enemies really easily, and there's sort of like a great skill ceiling there that you can go, well, actually, there's quite a lot I can do in the ship, then it would be a no-brainer for me that the Santokyai would be worth buying. At the moment, there's still too much in the way of we don't know how it's going to perform. We don't know how that more Xi'An style is actually going to perform in the new flight model, and how that's going to compare against when you're fighting it against a Sabre or a Super Hornet or in a larger battle that you're going to get in the persistent universe. But please tell me what your thoughts are down below. Do you like the look of the Santokyai? Do you hate it? Do you hate the Xi'An ships? Do you love the idea of the way they move and their articulated thruster setup and the fact that they're so alien compared to the human ships? Are you considering buying one? Or are you going to get this one in-game? Because remember, you can get all these ships in-game. Please remember that. Eventually, all these ships will be available in-game, and we don't have a date on when the Santokyai will be flyable. It is very much in concept. Doesn't actually give a date of the end of the concept sale for the ship, so bear that in mind. Typically, it's around 6 weeks. But it might be the end of the anniversary. Kind of bear that in mind at the very least. And it is available as an upgrade as a CCU for those that are interested. Each day of the anniversary free flight, the Matadors are giving away 2 Star Citizen Drake Loot and Scoot Deluxe ship packages. They contain a copy of Star Citizen, a Cutlass Black with pirate skin, and a Dragonfly Yellow jacket. Matadors are a Star Citizen pirate organization focused on PvP. They are looking for active players, both old and new, who want to get involved with group play and focused piracy gameplay, but also touch on industry and exploration. They have a huge range of ships for their members to use and are pretty damn self-sufficient. They are a banterous and extrovert bunch though, so be aware. Some would refer to them as infamous. They are, however, giving away a load of ill-gotten gains on my channel as prizes, so who am I to complain? Please check out more information about them in the links below. To have a chance of winning though, be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my videos on the channel from the 23rd to the 30th of November. Each day I will select 2 winners from videos that were created that day and announce them all on the 1st of December. So that's 14 chances to win, plus the normal monthly giveaway of the Sabre Raven. If you are considering getting or upgrading your gaming PC for Star Citizen or any other game for that matter,
Instead, consider the Shadow Cloud Gaming Service. It's a subscription-based service that leverages your internet connection to turn any appropriate device, whether it be an old PC, smartphone, tablet, and more, into a powerful Windows 10 gaming PC. It's been working well in the latest 3.3.0 PTU patch of Star Citizen. I'm going to try and maintain a best practices guide on my website as well. More information is available in the links below, and if you do decide to try it, use the code BoredGamer to get a discount. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the verse.